one of the drama stories where a big artist rips a small artist tracks and releases as his own. But today's story is different. It is about a random German teenager who ripped the song of a big artist and make the biggest house track of the year. Alright, let me stop you there, young Alice, because this goes deeper than what I thought. The stars strike back and they re-plagiarized the track.
Steal it back.
And the story goes even deeper. My mind is really blown with everything that happened, but don't worry, I'm gonna go deep, we're gonna cover everything. So let's hop in. The name of the original track was Jerk and made by Oliver Tree. It had modern classic drums. We are at 120 BPM, a classic break drums, and interestingly, we have a modern rock guitar sound on top. By the way, this one awfully reminds me of Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. I did it right? Marilyn Manson. Yeah. Anyways, the main point of this track is the vocals. Sounds like this.
Say you don't want me.
It's pretty cool, really good vocals, and everything comes together like this.
Don't fret. I don't ever want to see you and I never want to meet you again.
The first thing, I think this is a really good track. Pretty well produced, songwriting and lyrics are top notch as well. But you may realize this doesn't sound like the remixes that we are going to talk about. What happened? TikTok happened. Basically meaning that we took the vocal, pitched up and played with the formant.
Don't try to fight me, I'm better left alone than in.
And of course, being TikTok, it's probably speeded up.
I don't ever want to see you and I never want to meet you again.
I think this is how everything started. The track, Jerk, was released in 2020 and it was not as popular as other tracks in the album Ugly is Beautiful. And a year later, Southstar released his first EP without any label. So it was an independent, self-released EP. And this followed by 2 more EPs in 2022, while all these 3 EPs had somewhat sound of Southstar. None had any commercial success and Southstar was still kind of unknown in the dance music scene. But this was about to change drastically. In 2022, Southstar published a track called Missy on his SoundCloud. The track didn't get any traction for days until a German rapper, Young Hearn, shared it on his socials. And then TikTok happened. The song blew on overnight and immediately B1 Records, who is an imprint of Sony, reached to Southstar and promised to clear the rights if he can re-release the track with them. And they did. Sony cleared the rights from original songwriters and you can actually see it on Spotify.
He remade the song, he remixed it, changed the title, he released it. My label was like, hey, this is a remix of Oliver's song. And then they were like, oh, well, we're just gonna have someone re-sing his part. And now it's a cover. I didn't know anything about this. This was all happening behind the scenes. Since the other label replaced my vocal, my label took the song and said, we're gonna replace your beat and recreate it.
Like the official version.
Here's the official version. And they didn't say who, I didn't even know who Southstar was or who the other person on the song was who had recreated it.
Okay, this gets super weird to me because here he says that he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't even know Robin Schulz, who created his version of the remix, one of the biggest artists in EDM scene. He doesn't know him. It's a bit confusing and it will get even more confusing, but I want to do now, let's take a look at the Southstar song and see what he did. I have a couple of words to say to all the producers after I show this one. So the first thing, a very simple pad, Berlin-like melancholic chord progression. And this sound is just a preset from Serum. And for the vocals, like I shown earlier, we pitch it up, speed it up, and together they already create like a 70% of the track. This is the meat. And then we just layer a simple house beat. Kick. Open that. Bass. Clap. And then we take those chords, turn it to M1 piano. And once the vocal comes in, it just fits. tired of this, but I want to say it again. Do you see how simple this is? Stop overcomplicating your things. I don't know how many times this happened. Another viral track, we deconstruct it and it looks super simple. It is super simple. One thing that's common between these hit tracks, a very strong idea and a simple but perfect execution. Write these two things on a paper and hang it on your wall. It is really that important. If you are enjoying the video up to now, please consider like and subscribe. Southstar make his official release 13th of July 2022, and few days later Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz releases their own version of Miss You. And then Southstar releases his speed up version few months later, and of course few days later Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz releases their own speed up version of the same track. How close are they really matched? Very. Let me show you. This one is Oliver Tree and Robin Schulz version, and this one is Southstar's version. They look pretty identical because arrangement wise they are identical. How much different they sound? Let me give you an example. Let's take a look at the drop. Tracks are pretty identical, but Oliver's track is mixed and mastered much aggressively, so there's a lot of distortion to it, a bit louder as well. Definitely think that was made intentional so that people would go for the louder version. Southstar's version is mixed a bit worse overall, I think, and mastered less aggressively as well. After this, Southstar actually commented. He said Robin Schulz stole my song Miss You, which I dropped over a month ago, and then he shared an Instagram story. Miss You facts you should know. My original release was on May 9th, 2022, and Sony cleared everything July 30, and that was before Robin Schulz's version. Let's go back to Oliver Tree. One thing doesn't really add up. In his interview with Anthony Padilla, he says this.
Here's the song that went viral and we want to release it.
Like the official version.
Here's the official version, and they didn't say who. I didn't even know who Southstar was.
He says he didn't know who Southstar was. I think he says it again here.
I even talked with the kid as well, and we both were like kind of strapped up in the middle of a war between two labels.
And then,
just so you guys know, every time you listen to Southstar's song, you guys are giving me money. And every time you listen to my song, you are giving money to motherfucking Southstar, so get the record straight, bitch. What? Oh my God! I want to give props to motherfucking Berlin legend, Southstar! Guess what? I've known Southstar since he was 5 years old. He was a prodigy producer then, and he's a prodigy producer now.
For me, this just doesn't make sense. I don't know why he chose to say first he doesn't know, and then he says now he knows from the 5 years. It could be just the heat of the moment when he was in a concert, or it could be something that label forced him to do. This part is pretty fishy for me. But then, I think the more important question here actually Robin Schulz, because he was the remixer of the original track, so he's supposed to be the person who produced the remix. So of course they made a statement. His manager said this: for over 20 years we have navigated fairly and with great respect for all artists and their creative work. Sometimes I'm surprised by the audacity of other artists to deliberately disregard rights and works and capitalize on them. The irritations regarding Miss You were intentional and decided by me. I have decided to move beyond Robin's head. Robin had hoped for a joint remix until last Friday. So as far as I understand, Robin Schulz decided to make an exact copy of the Southstar's remix, and for some reason he is angry to Southstar for he remixed a track of Oliver Tree. For me this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would you get angry to a person because that person remixed something else? I was thinking about it until I come across this Reddit post. It is a year ago from the remix, a user called Binary Harbinger. This also kind of links things a bit together. Remember, Oliver Tree said that he has known Southstar since he was 5 and he was known as a prodigy producer. He may have been working behind the scenes. Southstar is obviously a ghostwriter. For a young upstart in EDM production, ghostwriting provides an opportunity to hone their skills while also working indiscreetly with the well-known artists. It is also a lucrative way to do what you love. I'm not sure where this falls, but the track itself really seems to differentiate from Robin Schulz's style, which leads me to believe that Southstar did produce the track under Schulz's creative authority. Remember, if you listen to Southstar's previous works, it is really his sound. It's very similar to previous tracks that he has made. Where things get messy is that I believe Southstar did the work under contract and it was not accepted by Schulz. Southstar then released the unmastered version of his track independently. Perhaps he thought that the rejection of the submission meant that he could release under his own authority. Maybe Southstar thought that since he wasn't nearly as big Robin Schulz that he would get away with it. It could also happen that maybe Robin Schulz wanted a different direction, but Southstar didn't want to go that direction. And that also explains why Robin Schulz's version is extremely similar. To be honest, the track is simple. So if I sit down and replicate whole track, I will probably get like 95% same. That may also explain some type of beef from Robin Schulz's side, why the track is same as Southstar's version. But we have to keep in mind that these are all allegations. We really don't know what happened behind the closed doors. From my perspective, without comment from each artist, we will really never know what happened. The only thing that I can comment by taking listen to the tracks is that Southstar's version was what I would call transformative. And from my world, you should be able to remix any track in the world. And since Southstar and Sony was able to clear the licenses, I really don't see any wrongdoing on Southstar's case. On the other hand, from the reaction of the Southstar, I feel like Robin Schulz's remix was done without approval of him. I don't know what to think about it. I would rather see that Robin Schulz let him do his thing and just take another project. I don't think Robin Schulz needs Miss Me to keep his legacy. But I don't know. Let me know on the comments because I'm really curious what you think. And if you know anything more about this case, write it down. I think we will all happy to read about it. And if you want to learn more about professional music production, take a look at here.